Hi everyone. In this video, we will see how you can scan an ID document using DataWedge workflow input and get that scan data delivered to your application using DataWedge's intent output. So to create this video, I will start from the scratch by creating a brand new Android application. So I will create a new Android project in Android Studio. So I will give the application name as ID scanning app. Okay, I have created the project. Um, now, as you may already know, in order to get the scan data through DataWedge intent output, you need to register a broadcast receiver in your application. So we will first do that. I'm creating a broadcast receiver, and we need to add an intent filter and register this broadcast receiver. I will do that next. So I will give the action something like this. This same action we need to give in DataWedge intent output plugin. Uh, we will do that in a moment. And also we need to add a category. We will use the default Android intent category for this. Then we will register the broadcast receiver for this intent filter. And make sure to unregister this receiver when you're exiting the application. Okay. Uh, for the moment, let's just put a toast message here so that we know the intent is received to the application when we scan an ID document. Okay. Now let's run this application. I will take the device screen. Okay, I have running the application. Okay. Now, the next thing we should do is we need to create a profile in DataWedge and associate this application with that profile. So I will create a profile called ID scanning. And in the associate apps, I will associate our application. So I need to find our package name in this list. Yeah, this is the package name, and I will select that. And I will select all the activities of this package. So all the activities in this application is associated with this ID scanning profile now. Then we need to enable the workflow input. And in the workflow input, we need to select ID documents as the OCR feature. Before you do this, make sure you have installed all the required licenses to activate this identification document scanning feature. If you don't have the valid licenses, you will not be able to select this option. Then in the intent output, we need to specify this action and the category. Um, so keystroke output I will disable because we don't need the keystroke output for application. I will enable intent output, and in the intent action I will specify this, and in the intent category I will give the default intent category. And intent delivery mechanism, I will select broadcast intent. Okay, now we are all set. Let's run our application and scan an ID document. I have some pictures of ID documents, so I will be scanning one of them. So I'm pressing the trigger. So when the data comes, you will see if we have implemented it correctly. We should see the toast message we have added. Yeah, you can see we got the toast message saying data received. Now let's see how we can extract the data from this intent. So I will add a breakpoint here and let's debug this. I will scan the ID document again. Okay. I will open the evaluate window in Android Studio here. So let's see what data we have in the intent. Yeah, these are the available intent extras in this intent that we get from DataWedge. So this com.symbol.datawedge.data is the tag that we need to use to extract the data from workflow input. So let's take that. I will get this intent data into a bundle. Then let's again open this window. Um, so if we check what data in this uh, intent extra, you can see that it's a JSON array object we have here. So let's see, let's get this data into a JSON array object. Okay. Okay, and I will create a JSON array object here. Okay, I need to put this inside a try catch block because it could throw a JSON exception. I will not do any error handling in this video, so I will add a comment here saying check error. Okay, so we'll put this to a JSON array and see. Okay, we need to convert this to a string, right? Yeah, we have the JSON array here. And let's take the first element and see what data we have here. Yeah, first element contains the image data. That's why you see this image format tag, and other tags, other JSON elements in this array will have the string data. So let's take the next one and see. Yeah, so it has the string data. It's 901, and the label of this is weight. Okay, let's now extract this data. So for that, we need to iterate this JSON array. Okay, then we need to get the extract a JSON object from this JSON array. Okay, so then, like I said, if you have this string data tag, that means it's string data. If you don't have the string data uh, tag in the JSON object, that means this is image data. So we can write something like this. This is uh, string data, and if we don't have the string data tag, which means image data. So now let's display this string data in a uh, text view. So for that, we will modify the main activity XML. I'll put a linear layout just to be quick. And here I will put a text view. And I will put this linear layout in a scroll view, because there could be so many data that we might not be able to view in the screen at once. Okay. I will initialize this text view at the on create of our application. Okay. Now here I will uh, display our string data. Okay. After every data, I will put a new line. And also we should display this label, otherwise we don't know what this data is. So we'll display it before the data. Okay, put something like this. Okay, and I will give some padding for our layout. Okay, now let's run this application again and we'll scan the document and see. Okay, we'll press the trigger. It timed out. Yeah, you can see it returned the data. You can see it returned weight, sex, restriction, license number, last name, height, hair color, everything is here. So this is how you extract the string data from the workflow input uh, uh, features. So in this feature, we are using the ID scanning feature in this demo. So now let's see how you can extract the image data from this intent. Okay, I will put a breakpoint here and let's see what information we get for the image. I will scan it again. Okay. Okay, I'll open the evaluate window. Let's check the JSON object. Okay, we have the content, we have the URI here. So this is a URI to DataWedge content provider. So we need to extract the image data from this using a content resolver. So now let's see how we can do this. URI. We don't have to give these parameters. We can just pass null. This one we can do like this, and this will give a cursor object. Okay, so let's do a null check for the cursor. Okay, okay, then you will need a byte array output stream for this. I'll rename this as BAOS to make it short. Okay, so let's first we'll, we'll close the cursor after we use it. So let's see what fields we get in this cursor object. Before that, actually, we need to add a permission in our manifest. Otherwise, we won't be able to access this content URI in DataWedge. So we need to give the content provider permission in the application manifest. So this permission, you can find it in the tech docs, or you can now see it from this sample application also, which is included along with this video. So I will give the content provider and I will rerun the application. I will attach the debugger and let's scan again. Okay, it came here. Let's open the evaluate window and let's see what columns we have. We have raw data and the next data URI. So this raw data contains a byte array, so we need to read that byte array and put it into this byte array output stream object. So this next data URI means so we can only send around 750 kilobytes of data at a time in a content provider. So if the image data is more than 750, we will be breaking it into smaller chunks and deliver the data piece by piece. So if the data is longer, this next data URI will give you the URI to read the next available data to construct this image. So we'll see how we can write that logic. So here we need to read the byte array. Raw data. Okay. Now let's read the next data, next URI. Okay. If next URI is not null and it is not empty, um, we need to create another cursor object. We'll do this as cursor next data, and here we need to pass the next URI. And again, this is not null. We need to do the same thing here. So we can put this in a while loop. Yes, right. Okay, then finally we can uh, read, we can extract, we can concatenate the byte array data we have put into the byte array output stream and display the image. Now let's first see if you are able to run this code correctly. So I will stop the debugging and redeploy this application. And also we will need the image height, width, strides and orientation to construct the image. So let's read that information also uh, from this JSON object. So I'll put width, assign height, stride, then orientation, and also we will need the image format. Okay, this will be height, stride, and orientation. Um, I'm not very sure about this, the name of this tag. Let's see. We'll debug this and see. Okay, I'll attach the debugger. Put the breakpoint here and let's scan the document. Okay, okay, it came here. That means our uh, byte array output stream is constructed now. You can see it has some data, and let's see what information we have in the JSON object once again. Yeah, we have the height, width, stride, and orientation, and image format is like this. Okay, width, height, stride, orientation. Okay, image format, it will throw an error, so because the name was wrong previously. Okay, now we have corrected it. Now we just have to get the bitmap object using this width, height, stride, orientation and image format. parameters and also using the byte array output stream. So in order to make things easier, we have created a class that gives us the bitmap object. So I will copy paste that class to our project, and this class is already included in the tech docs along with this video. So this is the class. So here we just have to call this bitmap method, and it will convert the image using the orientation, the height, width, and the stride parameters. So let's see. I'll create a bitmap object, and I'll create a image processing instance, and I'll call this bitmap method. So I have to pass the byte array, image format, orientation, stride, width, and height. And let's add a image view to our layout. Okay. I will initialize this on create, just like we did for the string data text view. Okay. Okay. Okay, now let's run this and see. Okay, right. Okay, now let's scan the ID document. Yeah, you can see the data was returned, image as well as the string data. So if you want to restrict the image height or width, you can do it programmatically, or you can adjust your layout file. You can do your own logic to display the image height and width. The important thing is now we are able to retrieve the image and the scan data. Yeah, you can see it returned the image data as well as the scan string data. Yes, so this is how you uh, scan a document and get that data delivered to your application using the DataWedge intent APIs. And also for all other workflows like meter reading and everything, this is how you retrieve the data. It's the same, exactly the same way how to retrieve the data for license plate, vehicle identification number, tire identification, meter reading, freeform capture, and as well as for barcode highlighting and the barcode input. So that's all, and thank you for watching.